to my questions. Fentanyl seizures are down 30% compared to last year, and that data is coming from the Customs and Border Patrol, CBP. I don't make it up, but fentanyl seizures are down. At your confirmation hearing, you asserted that you will do everything in your power to prevent illegal gun runners in our country. Your budget request for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, proposes a cut of 26% below the current level. How can you justify such a massive cut without inevitably weakening ATF's ability to help our state and local law enforcement fight illegal gun trafficking? How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of this funding reduction you're proposing?
So,
Patriots, let's talk about what just went down in Washington. There was a heated exchange in a congressional hearing. And once again, a Republican official tried to deliver common sense reform, only to be shouted down by a grandstanding Democrat more interested in sound bites than solutions. Today, we're backing the Attorney General, a career prosecutor and a proud Republican who had the courage to stand her ground while explaining a smarter, more efficient way to fight crime in this country.
So, I am a career prosecutor, and I believe in keeping America safe, making America safe. First, what we're doing is ATF is going to be brought over with DEA. Everyone knows, everyone sitting up here, guns and drugs go together. They go together. We're going to make it more efficient. What I will tell you will not be happening is ATF agents will not be knocking on the doors of legal gun owners in the middle of the night asking them about their guns. They're going to be out on the streets. If I can finish, they're going to be out on the streets.
I have three minutes.
You asked me a question.
I did. And
you asked me a question.
And you
and
haven't
I'm gonna
answered
answer
my
it.
question.
So they're going to be out on the streets working
You haven't
hand in hand
answered my
with
question.
DEA
You
to
haven't
violate.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like an answer to my question. And the question is not being answered. How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of the funding reduction you are proposing? You are proposing a 26% cut to ATF for fiscal year 2026, as well as a 4.4% cut to DEA. So you're going to merge the two agencies together, and then you're going to shortchange their resources, so neither one of them will be able to do the job that they have been designed to do. You've got a 34% cut to the high-intensity drug trafficking areas program, no dedicated money at all for the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force. So, my view, it's fair to say that the Trump administration proposal shortchanges federal efforts to stop illegal gun trafficking and federal efforts to stop the flow of dangerous illegal drugs like fentanyl.
As I was attempting to answer your question very calmly, unlike you,
Excuse me, Madam Attorney General. Answer yes or no. Tell me what the numbers are. I don't want to hear all of your filibuster about this. Go ahead, please. Tell us the numbers.
So we are reorganizing. ATF agents want to be out on the street.
Okay,
working
let me answer the
DEA
question for you.
agents.
I'm going to answer it for you. Page. Mr. Chairman, you give me a certain amount of time, and I have a high respect for you, but I don't have to listen, nor do my colleagues have to listen to a filibuster when it's a simple question. But I have an answer to your question. It's page 146 of the department's fiscal year 2026 budget, and the performance summary explicitly says, and let me quote, ATF will eliminate 541 industry operation investigators, reducing ATF's capacity to regulate the firearms and explosive industries by approximately 40% in fiscal year 2026. ATF will perform fewer regulatory inspections. And the department summary goes on to say, and let me quote, ATF anticipates a reduction of approximately 284 support personnel and 186 agents based on historical attrition patterns, and these personnel cuts will impact ATF across various functions, unquote. If the capacity to regulate firearms industry is reduced by 40%, if you are losing 186 ATF law enforcement agents on top of that, it is clear the direction you are headed with this budget. And that's what it is, isn't it? The proposal will weaken our ability to stop gun trafficking, and it will greatly reduce ATF support for state and local law enforcement that helps them prevent and solve violent crimes. It's a bad proposal.
Do you want to hear my answer in 3 seconds? You mentioned regulatory functions. We will not be having ATF agents go to the doors of gun owners in the middle of the night asking them about their guns, period. They will be out on the streets with DEA, guns and drugs.
How many are
together.
gone?
It will be attrition. We are not firing agents. They will be working.
How many
with
have
DEA.
taken attrition?
Can I tell you that they all want to be on the streets? They want to be doing their jobs. They want to be
But you're getting
seizing
them off
guns.
the streets.
They want
You're getting
to.
them off
We're
the
putting
streets.
them on the
And-
streets.
and-
They want to be working with
you,
DEA.
you are getting them off
We
the
will be
streets. There is no
efficient.
clear, and Mr.
We will
Chairman,
be
I yield back my
efficient.
time. I yield back my time. Let's get some answers here.
The media will twist this, but here's the truth. The Attorney General isn't cutting law enforcement. She's reorganizing it. The plan is to merge the ATF with the DEA, two agencies that deal with the same criminal ecosystem, guns and drugs. And if you've paid any attention to the southern border crisis, you know those two issues are deeply connected. Why fund redundant bureaucracies when we can streamline operations and get agents out of the office and back on the streets? The Attorney General laid it out plain. Agents don't want to be stuck behind desks doing regulatory paperwork. They want to take down drug dealers, traffickers, and violent criminals. That's what this budget does. It prioritizes action over administration. And let me be very clear. This is a Republican Attorney General who explicitly said no federal agent will be knocking on the doors of legal gun owners in the middle of the night. That's a direct quote. She's protecting your Second Amendment rights, not targeting them. But what did the Democrat congressman do? He constantly interrupted, refused to let her finish, and tried to paint her as weak on crime. Why? Because he's afraid of reform that actually works. He doesn't want efficiency. He wants more bloated bureaucracy and political posturing. He read numbers from the budget like they were some kind of gotcha, but he ignored the bigger picture. We're not firing agents. We're simply refocusing resources where they matter most. Yes, 541 industry investigators may be reduced, but that's not who arrests fentanyl traffickers. That's not who busts gun runners. That's paperwork. And while paperwork has its place, it shouldn't be the main focus of an agency in the middle of a nationwide crime wave. This isn't weakening law enforcement, it's waking it up. I stand with the Attorney General. She's fighting to make our law enforcement leaner, tougher, and more focused. She's not here to bow to political theater. She's here to get results, protect our rights, and go after real criminals. The left is panicking because they see a Republican who actually knows how to lead. So if you support smart reform, stronger streets, and a federal government that defends law-abiding citizens instead of burdening them, stand with this Republican Attorney General. Share this video, call your congressman, and tell Washington, get behind law enforcement that works. We don't need more paper pushers. We need fighters. And thank God we've got one in this AG. Stay free, stay armed, and God bless America.